Hey guys, it's Tony here at Game Free Blog again, just bringing you another video. In today's video, I want to talk about Far Cry 3, and I'm bringing you this conversation via the medium of Far Cry 2, as you can see, because you're looking at your screen right now. So Far Cry 3, it's coming out this year. And there's been quite a bit of excitement generated by the new trailers that have been doing the rounds. There was the first kind of CGI trailer, if you like, where it was the people kind of like on the holiday and they were recording things with a video camera, and then everything went to hell in a handbasket, if you like. And over the past, I only caught it the other day, but there's been the new kind of 5-6 minute long gameplay trailer, which I have to admit looks absolutely stunning. I'm sure you've seen it all already, but if you haven't seen it, I'll drop a link in the video. It's probably going to crop up right about now. So go and check that out and have a look, because it really does look like something special. So I just want to talk a bit about Far Cry 3 and what I would like to see from the game. Now, when Far Cry 2 first came out, there was quite... It kind of like split gamers almost kind of like down the middle. It came out some quite strong reviews. I mean, I can remember Edge magazine, the notoriously harsh Edge magazine, gave it 8 out of 10. They said like it was a really good, really competent shooter. And then when people actually started playing it, the hatred started to grow a little bit. Now, I actually really liked Far Cry 2. I still haven't actually finished the game yet. I believe, from what I've heard, I'm probably about 2/3 of the way through it. Excuse me. I just uploaded a few old saves and whatever just to get this gameplay footage. And even though I do have some issues with it, which I will come to in a few minutes' time, I did actually really like the game. I'm not entirely sure if I liked it as much as the very first Far Cry, but I thought it was a pretty strong game. I loved the kind of exploration side of it. I loved that it was a big first-person open world. The actual setting of it being in Africa was a real good choice as well. It was something that's not really been seen in games before, and just the whole kind of music that went along with it, and all these sweeping vistas and valleys and kind of like muddy lakes and rivers and stuff that you're going through. I thought it was brilliant. It's an extremely well realised game. And the kind of like exploration element as well, as you can see in the Jeep with your GPS system that you've got there. And just even when you're out on foot, when you're trying to get your bearings, if you press your back button, it brings up a map, as you can see here. And I really like that touch. You can be just walking around, following yourself on the map, seeing where you're going. I thought it was a real strong point. The gunplay as well in the games, I thought was really well handled. It's not a kind of game where you almost kind of like certain single-player levels on Call of Duty or anything like this. Basically, you really have to kind of plan your attacks. It really kind of helps out scanning around the villages and seeing the kind of enemy movements and seeing what they're doing and, all this kind of thing, and then going around and attacking the village or whatever from there. I mean, each gunfight in the game did actually feel extremely tense. It wasn't a case of... you could just go flying through a level, blowing the living crap out of people. It was real fraught. I mean, I'll get to this bad point in a minute. But basically, as you can see from the combat that's kind of like happening on screen, you're under constant fire. When you're getting kind of like hit, your energy's kind of going down, so you've constantly got to go and get into a hiding place, inject yourself to bring your energy levels up. Should you get a real good pasting in the level, then you've got to kind of hold up, and when you hit your heal button, you have to kind of like pull bullets out of your legs or your arms or glass or something like that. I mean, it really is an intensely visceral kind of combat system that they had in there, especially when you start being given the missions where you've got to kind of maybe go out and destroy a convoy. You've got to go and assassinate somebody. And I really did like the way that you can recruit people in the game, other kind of fellow mercenaries. They will kind of help you out on certain levels. If you kind of like die or fall down in a battle, they will come and revive you and drag you out of there. It really does feel a little bit brutal and intense. And that was some of the stuff that I really did like about Far Cry 2. But what I think they need to change in Far Cry 3 is thus. Basically, I didn't really like the kind of degradation of your weapons in the game. It just didn't seem like your weapons lasted long at all. You'd get into a couple of gunfights and your guns would start jamming, and it was just getting really fucking boring having to kind of keep running in and getting weapons from other people. I mean, look, you could take an AK-47, seal it in a box of shit, bury it there for 100 years, take that bloody crate out of the ground, open it up, and the AK would still fire afterwards. I mean, certain weapons just probably will not fucking degrade at all. So I'm not saying don't have the weapon degradation in there. I'm just saying calm it down a little bit, because it was a little bit too crappy. Also, they need to sort the AI out of the enemies, because they are just absolute pinpoint shots. You'll be kind of trying to take out a base or some kind of compound, and you're just getting shot from all over the place, and you cannot tell exactly where it is that you're being shot from. I mean, the enemy kind of reactions and everything in this game were absolutely stupid, just to the point of sometimes you'd have to take on, I mean, a pretty big level. You'd have to storm some really big kind of villa or something like this, crowded with enemies, and you just take an absolute pasting in it. It just wasn't that fun. I'm not saying don't make the game challenging, don't make it tough, but you know, it's, if you can't see the people in the woods that are firing at you, how the hell can they see you? It was just like a little bit of a I'm probably moaning about nothing. So I mean, ditch the kind of malaria thing, move on to another kind of like story, whether it's getting superpowers like it was in the first game. I mean, the constant hunt for malaria tablets, having to keep going back to the hub town to get more medication, it just really started boring the arse off me. So I mean, keep the game like Far Cry 3, just kind of change some of the more frustrating elements about the game, because as I said, the hub town thing here that you can see was a real nice touch. You can go to this hub town, you can get medication supplies, you can take on different missions. There's all these different factions of people that are vying for your attention to go and help them. All that kind of aspect I thought was really good. You can go and pick and choose missions. There's like a friendly reverend in there who kind of gives you information of where you can go and find tablets from. But there's nothing fun at all about getting into a real massive melee, a real massive fight in some compound, or you're taking on a convoy of vehicles and everyone's jumping out trying to attack you, and then all of a sudden you start going all dizzy and wobbly because of the malaria thing. It was just it just took me out of the game. It really frustrated me. What else I want to talk about? Yeah, I mean, the vehicle stuff, I really liked it. Again, make the vehicles take a little bit more of a pounding. It just seems like in Far Cry 2, I know it's striving to be realistic, so when you do hit a tree in a car in real life, it's going to fuck your car up. But in a game world, I want it to last a little bit more than that. And sometimes when you go into the checkpoints, or you accidentally hit a rock and there's the constant steaming engine and you've got to keep getting out and fixing it and replacing it, it was just a little bit boring. Speaking of checkpoints, the bane of Far Cry 2. I think this is the one point that anyone that I know who's played Far Cry 2 always moans about, and that's the checkpoint system. If you haven't played it, then basically what it is, you've got this huge open map that you can go around. You can see all the little roads and whatever on the maps there, and at every kind of crossing or intersection there's a checkpoint with a big bunch of people on there, so you can drive along quite happily, as what may be happening right now on the screen, and you start to be fired upon. So you get out, kill all the people, drive along the road, do your little job, drive back, and the checkpoint, everybody's respawned on the checkpoint again. It just keeps getting, it's just old. You just can't seem, it's almost like forced combat. You can't seem to travel anywhere, you can't seem to do anything in the game to your own leisure, because it's constantly forcing these little combat scenarios and combat situations on you. And I don't know whether it was almost like the game developers were just frightened of it being a bit too quiet, so they just kept chucking these things in. But it's an open world. It probably wouldn't actually happen. I mean, I'm not saying don't replenish the checkpoints every now and again, but, you know, just don't make it every single fucking checkpoint that you go past. You know, just swap it up a little bit. So that's basically what I liked about Far Cry 2, what I'd like to see in Far Cry 3. What I would really love to see in Far Cry 3 is the return of the map editor. I've been talking with some people on Twitter just about the actual map editor and everything like this. So I thought I'd just go, this is basically just me. I just set up a local game. I just jumped in myself into a map because I just wanted to show you what the community actually developed with this map editor. Now, this is from a guy called Boromir Kane. If you've got Far Cry, you can go in, and this is the Helm's Deep from Lord of the Rings, and just look at it. It's an absolute thing of beauty. Now, this guy, Boromir Kane, he's done some legendary maps. I mean, if this guy hasn't got a job with Ubisoft developing maps for Far Cry 3 or any other game for that matter, I don't know what he'd need to do. I mean, here's is this Isengard? Yeah, this is the Isengard map. So obviously the lair of Saruman, and it looks a little bit bleak and whatever there, but just look at that tower. I mean, it's fucking incredible. I mean, it just looks like something out of Shadow of the Colossus or something. It's absolutely massive, and there are still people playing Far Cry Online. When I dabbled in to get some of this footage, there was actually, quite a few lobbies playing, and I did surprisingly have some great games. It was never a game that was going to set the world alight. But I think with the map editor, it's some kind of way of differentiating themselves between Call of Duty and Battlefield and everything like this. Now, the cynical part of me would come out and say that there's no way that they're going to include the map editor in the game, because with the state of the gaming industry these days, they're just going to be cashing in on DLC maps. Here's another one. This is Minas Tirith. I mean, just look. That is absolutely staggering. And someone like me did that. It's like, I would never, ever have the patience to do it. So getting back to the map editor. Yeah, as I said, the cynic part of me would say, why are they going to put a map editor in it when it means that you're going to be getting free maps? You can essentially just make maps to your heart's content and play on them all. But the thing is, it worked with Halo. Now, I've never built anything in Forge in Halo 3 or Reach or whatever. I've never built anything in Forge. But I know that the tools are there should I want to. I've purchased every single map pack on Halo as well. And I'm sure people that make maps in Forge religiously have bought the map packs too. So I don't think there's going to be a problem with putting the map editor in there. I mean, just look at the kind of stuff that you can... What other game, apart from maybe a Star Wars game, can you run around in a first-person setting playing on this kind of map? I mean, just look at it. The amount of hours and effort and time that must have gone into this. This is the Echo Base from Empire Strikes Back, and this is a map made by a guy called Darth Weapon XX. So, if you want to go and find these maps on Far Cry, I'd really suggest doing it, because I'm going to actually see if there's any guys out there. Obviously, if you own Far Cry, here you go, 3PO, take this in the head. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, my word. By all means, if you've got Far Cry and you want to get a few private games going, just let me know. Get in touch with me on Twitter. Leave a comment in the comment section just down there, because I'd love to play on some of these maps, I mean, just look at the detail here. You can run in the Falcon. Here's the cockpit. I mean, that'd probably take me 4 days as it is just to make that. But this guy's like recreated the entire base. There's oodles and oodles of maps on there, and I think releasing the map editor in Far Cry 3, maybe even a souped up version of the map editor, because obviously technology and everything has moved on these days. So a lovely souped up version of the map editor in Far Cry 3 will go down really, really well. This is Aliens MRG, it's called. It's from a guy called Mike G Live. And so this is obviously LV-426 from the Aliens films, and you've got like power loaders, there's the drop ships, there's the APVs there, and there's even, look at this, he's even created like his own little kind of aliens. You might be looking at that thinking, oh, it's fucking shit, it doesn't look like an alien, but it looks fucking amazing. And he's just created that from the bits of bones and the other little assets that you get into the game. I mean, as you can see just here, there's this little face hugger coming along, and alright, it's just like an animal's rib cage and a bit of meat, but look at it, it's almost like an Aliens theme park or something like that. It's brilliant, and again, this is what would kind of excite me about the games. I'm pretty much done with fucking Call of Duty at the moment. I've just got no impetus to play it at all. I'll keep playing like Battlefield 3 or whatever, but I'm starting to get a bit bored of the third-person shooter. I mean, just check this level. This is absolutely stunning. Look at this. I mean, as you can see, it's a lovely grassy knoll here. I'm looking at these this valley going down with a nice stream in between it. So let's just have a look at what's up at the top of this hill. So we get to the top of the hill. So there's a jeep. Couple more, and there's a couple of hills there. Now, these hills look suspiciously strange, but I don't know, what's that in the distance? So let's just run along here. I think we need to get a slightly better viewpoint, so I think we should just run up to where this hang glider is up here. Let's have a look from the top of this hill. What have we got? What have we got? So look. My God, it's a face. And look, this level. Face, breasts, and that little bush that I was in was her lady area. You're actually fighting on the body of a giant woman. Yeah, I've seen sushi at from the body of a woman before, but never a massive war. And this is the kind of thing that you've got with the map editor. You know, you're basically limited just by your imagination, and I think the kind of community needs a little bit of a shot in the arm. The Call of Duty community is just falling at the moment. This is Halo Zanzibar by Scorpius47. So please, if you're listening, Far Cry devs, put the fucking map editor in there. So guys, the time is running out. It's Tony from Game Freak Blog. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think and expect from Far Cry 3. Thank you for tuning in and watching this video. And as I said, get in touch with me via Twitter or this comment section if you want to join me in a game of Far Cry.